Hello, I am Drag, and this is the final installment of my Pokemon Life Story series, a hashtag popularized by Little Luxray. Yeah, with this picture, I actually didn't know how I was gonna draw it, because all I know is that I wanted Darren doing something, and initially, he actually was like not even gonna be facing front. He was originally gonna have his back turned, and then Titania is the Altaria, by the way. She was gonna be like, kind of gripping onto him just somehow, because I really liked that visual image of like just my persona just like in the cotton cloud fluff of her mega stage, because I don't know, I just really like that. It's one of the reasons why I love Altaria. Then when I found out like that Altaria was getting a mega form, and I saw that, I was like, oh my god. And this was coming from somebody who actually was like adamantly against megas, because like when I first saw them, all I actually saw was just like, this is just like a ripoff of Digimon's burst mode. But like no one cares because nobody knows what Digimon is anymore. But I knew what Digimon was. I knew what the burst mode was. And so I was offended by it. But then I actually got the games. No. One of my friends let me play his game. Like, he let me do a battle. And, like, he had an Aerodactyl. And like I would always Mega Evolve it. And I was like, why am I doing this? Why do I like to Mega Evolve this Aerodactyl? And I didn't know why. I guess I just like burst mode. Anyway, in this picture, I wanted Darren to like be doing something, but at first I couldn't really figure out what that something was, because originally, like I said, he was gonna have his back turned, and that didn't really. It wasn't going to work, because then that would leave Desmond, the Arcanine. It would leave him just like, oh, where's he gonna go? Is he just gonna like sit awkwardly there? I mean, that wasn't. Where is he going to go? Because I could not figure out the composition for that. So I completely changed the whole thing to where he was being his usual excitable self, and he started picking up Desmith. And it was funny to me when I was doing it. It made me laugh a great deal. So with Titilia, the Altaria, oof, those cotton wings. I just love the cotton wings. So I had little Persona. I had him just sort of like floating in the in the cotton wings. But then like that brings up like the anatomy questions, like where is he? Like what is the rest of his body like waiting on? Ooh, okay, I really shouldn't be thinking about this right now, because I should not. It's like midnight right now. Yes, I'm recording this very late at night, because of course I am. Oh, okay. With this one, Desmith, I feel like I didn't do the face right, because I was trying to have him looking down at Darren, the Aggron, or Mega Aggron at this point. I was trying to have him looking down at the Mega Aggron, and it's just, like, even in the finished picture, I still don't think I got that right, but that's something I can work on in the future when I hopefully improve as an artist, like it better. And this hand, ooh, Darren's hand. Darren the Aggron. It doesn't really work anymore though. Darren the Aaron, Darren the Laron, and it's Darren the Aggron. Oh well, you can't win them all. And I kinda knew that name wasn't gonna work all the way through, but yeah. Oh, another thing that I was like a little bit sad about was the exclamation point, because I couldn't work that in, but I felt like this picture. I'd say I felt like it had enough energy without the exclamation point. Expositing, presenting. What's the word? Stop. Expositing. I'll just say. I felt like it had enough energy without the exclamation point expositing what was going on. So, yeah, there's that. Not really. I guess I could go on about how how these all interacted with each other, but I actually have yet to have all of these Pokemon in the same game. So I guess I should just say how they help out in the region. I actually drew a picture of like Mega Altaria, a wild one, even though like Megas can't exist in the wild because of their concept. But it was for International Migratory Bird Day, which is actually a day, and I was surprised at that. International Migratory Bird Day. So I drew like a bunch of Altaria with a Swablu, and there's like a Mega Altaria at the top. If I can find it, I will put it on screen. And International Migratory Bird Day, like that's a day. It's like international, like what? It's an international day. I just cannot get over that. I can't even. Like, I tried, and I can't. Just can't even. Okay, so right now I'm working on the pupils of the picture. Did I mention how late it was? I hope that I mentioned how late it was. Alright, okay, I'm coloring it in now. Now, since this was the last picture of the, I'll call it a mini-series, I kinda like wanted it to be the most detailed in quotes, because I wouldn't say that, I'd say it's only like one step above, but like I just really wanted it to show a bit more detail than the previous entries, which is actually kind of funny because I would say that this is the one where I made the most corrections in the recording, because like you'll see I actually forgot to add in Desmith's chest puff, and like it wasn't until like I'd almost finished like coloring in his fur. I think I was coloring in the stripes when I realized. I was like, oh wait, he's missing something. Yeah, I'm adding it right now. I was like, ooh, how did I forget that? You know, it's just like one of those things where it's like, how? Like it's Pokemon as iconic as Arcanine, and you just like forget the tufts. Get its giant chest tufts. Oh, one thing about Arcanine, and its design versus Growlithe design is how its little claws, like they just kind of disappear. Do they just like sink into it? Is that, ooh, look at that tangent. I'm gonna fix that later though, so I guess it doesn't matter right now. But, Did I mention how late it was? It's midnight. Let's see where I was at. Okay, these clouds. I really like these clouds, and I'm gonna change their color later because I felt like they were a little too blue, but I didn't change them in any of the other entries because I had already recorded them. Like, where's it? Arcanine, where's its claws? Did they just like, does its fur like just outgrow them? Is that like a thing that dogs, do they just outgrow their claw? I mean, it can learn aerial ace, so like it still has its claws. It's like, where do they go? Where do they go? Where are the claws, Arcanine? Where are your claws? I need to know. It is of most importance. Okay. It was at this point of Darren's color scheme that I realized just how much he looked like an Oreo, and I can't get over that. I love it, but at the same time, I'm just like, you look like an Oreo. I just could not get over that. I mean, I wasn't gonna change it, but I just thought it was really funny. It's how Oreo-like he looked. See, I really wish that I could tell like a story on how all of these Pokemon have interacted in my games, but since I've never actually had all of them in the same game. Ooh, look at that tangent. Look at that shading tangent. Sorry, I was watching a stream earlier. We were talking about tangents on there, so if I bring that up a lot, that's why. Okay. Back to like my point about this one being the most detailed out of all of them. I would say that it's the most detailed because like I put the highlights in. Like I made the effort to put the highlights in, and later on you'll see, like, they're not exactly highlights, but they're additions to the metal on the Agarons. How do you say? What would you call that? The white parts. Call them the light metal that's not Oreo colored. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but as I was going on, like, the outfit of my character has changed because it is a Pokemon life story, which means that it's going throughout the different stages of my life. So I would say the first picture represented how I saw myself when I was in, like, high school, and because I lived in the desert, I always had this well, before I moved, I used to always wear a jacket because I was that kid. I was the kid that wore a jacket. But in the desert, especially in the summer, it's too hot to wear those, so I just wear a black shirt. And as I got older, I kind of stopped wearing those kinds of hoodie jackets because I'm not really sure. Just, one, it was too hot. But you just kind of grow out of clothes. And as much as I love those hoodies, those zip up hoodies, I just outgrew it. Like, as I progressed, I started, like, wearing this hat, that hat that you see him wearing, like, a fishing hat. Yeah, a fishing hat. It's just, like, I would recommend investing in a fishing hat because they're just, they're the bee's knees. They're the best thing since sliced bread. They're all that and a bag of chips. All of it. They shade your eyes in all directions. You can put little pins on them. Because I like to put pins on things for some reason. When I went to AX, I got a bunch of pens that I had no use for because I don't normally deal with pens. But, like, I put them on that hat, and now the hat is, like, really heavy, but I have them on it, and it's the best thing ever, like, ever, and I love it. And, like, I wouldn't be able to do that if I had a regular hat. At least I don't think so. One of them regular basic baseball caps. That's not me. I just can't pull off a baseball cap. Like, it's just not in the cards, you know? I have very, very, very nappy hair, and it will not, like, a baseball cap just does not work on me. Actually, going on that tangent, this one time I was describing, like, how my hair works to somebody on the internet, and I said that it was nappy, and then they corrected me. They were like, "Oh, it's kinky." I'm like, "What? No, it's nappy." Like, no, it's kinky. Like, are you actually telling me what I should call my own hair? I was like, no, don't even try that. Don't even try that with me. Oh, okay, the video is ending now. So I hope you enjoyed this little mini series of mine, the Pokemon life story, hashtag popularized by Little Luxray on Twitter. I will link that below if I remember to. I probably will. And yeah, bye.